What is up everyone, Rust here, and in today's video we are going to be talking primers and detonators in Anthem. Now these two things are going to be key for your success in this video game, especially for endgame content. If you don't have a build with some primers and some detonators, you're going to be very unsuccessful in this game. So in this video I'm just going to go over my Storm build, show you the primers and detonators I have equipped, then I'm going to show you this spreadsheet with all the primers and detonators across all the different classes, and then I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of these abilities in action. So currently with Storm has two abilities called Blast Seal and Focus Seal. Now, in both of these categories, you can acquire primers and detonators. There's also other abilities that are just pure damage, but most abilities, what I've seen so far, are either a primer and a detonator. There are blast abilities, there are pure fire damage abilities, there's pure electric damage abilities, which can be useful probably for boss damage during endgame. But for ad clear and for so far the dungeons, I could see that primers and detonators are very key, especially for taking out turrets in certain part of the dungeons and wiping out a bunch of mobs in a certain area. So for an example, for my Focus Seal, I'm using an ability called Frost Shards. Now what this ability does, as you can see, it does very minimal damage. It only does 45 arc damage, or frost damage. And the reason why it does so little damage is because all it does is just freezes the target that I aim at. You can freeze multiple enemies at a time, since you have like 5 different sprays of ice you could shoot at the same time. And so once your target is frozen, there's going to be a little indicator on screen above the enemy. I'm going to show you guys that later in the video, which basically indicates to you and to your teammates that that target is primed. And you could tell that this is a primer ability by the little circle that's next to the Frost Shards. Now, all primer abilities so far that I've seen all have a circle symbol. For an example, this Glacial Spear, this is a damage ability. I think Glacial Spear is a, let me see right here. Glacial Spear is a frost detonator, so this is a detonator. Now, not all abilities are detonators, like I said, but majority of them are. So you could either have a detonator for Focus Seal and then have your, sorry, wrong tab, and you can have your Blast Seal as your primer. It just depends on what kind of build that you want. So for me, my Focus Seal is a primer. Blast Seal is going to be my detonator, but once again, like I said, you can reverse these. The combo ability that I'm using with my primer is Lightning Strike. Now what this basically does, it does a massive amount of damage on the target that I've just frozen. Calls down a bolt of electric energy on a target location, chains combo, which is fucking very, very, very important. So once you use your Lightning Strike on a prime target, you'll occasionally hear a ding sound popping up on your screen. That is the audio indicator telling you that you successfully detonated your primed target. Now, just a key note, your teammates in your squad, they can also use their detonators on your prime targets, and then you, being the person that primed the target, will also hear the audio indicator. So now I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of Storm. I'm going to showcasing my primers and detonators, and then I'm going to show you guys some Interceptor gameplay, and I'm going to show you that build later in the video. Alright, before I show you guys some gameplay, I want to go over this quick spreadsheet that shows all the different abilities between the 4 different Javelins. Alright, so for example, I showed you the primers and detonators for Storm, but for example, for Interceptor, I'm using Cryoglaive, which is right here, and then I'm also using Tempest Strike as my detonator. But you can always swap things around. You can swap your assault systems and strike system around, and then you can use Detonating Strike as your primer, and Spark Dash as your detonator. So there's lots of customization in this game, which is really fucking cool. You can always swap things around. Nothing is permanent. Also, all detonators, all ultimates in this game are detonators. Ranger has a multi-target missile bat. Colossus has a siege cannon. Interceptor has Assassin's Blades, and Storm, being the odd man out, has a primer and a detonator ultimate, which is called Electric Storm. Also, if you are stuck with 2 primers or 2 detonators for some reason and you're playing Ranger, you can always prime the enemies using your melee ability. Ranger is the only Javelin so far that has a melee ability that is a primer. Colossus having a detonator, Interceptor having a detonator, and Storm having a detonator melee ability. Alright, so I'm going to post this spreadsheet down below if you guys want to check it out and download. I'm sure it's going to help you in your future builds in this game, and I know it's helped me a ton, and so the link is in the description. Now I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of these abilities in action. Alright, so for the rest of the video, I'm just going to show you guys some clips of Interceptor and Storm on the Stronghold dungeon, me using the abilities. You'll occasionally hear a ding sound throughout the video. That means that the target that I primed was detonated successfully, and you'll also see a little symbol above the enemies, and that means the target is primed. So that's about it. It's a very simple concept, primers and detonators, and if you do it, you'll be good at the video game. It's going to be very useful for endgame content or any high-level activity, high-level contracts. And so, yep, hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. If you guys did, make sure to give it a like, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye for now.
Freelancer, stay on the platform. Almost done. Only a few fragments left.